Bobby.
Hey girl, hey.
Hello, party people.
Bestie.
What is up, guys?
It's your besties. We're back. You missed us. I know. Be quiet about it already.
I know.
Jeez.
We're here. We're ready. Hot and fresh.
Ooh, off the runway.
Y'all, we have a special treat today.
We really do. Is
But
it all
before
over the place? Maybe.
Absolutely. And
But what's new?
Yeah, y'all love that.
You do.
Because
Be quiet,
that's all we
yes,
serve. Yeah, that's all we serve up in here, Mass.
Let's show the audience. Well, before we get into it, I'm Kaylee Ann.
And I'm Jen. And welcome back to On Cool Besties. You guys, what a week it's been.
Oof.
A week is bant. Wowza. Truly
Wowza
wowza.
for real. Yeah.
Would you like to start
Should we
us
just
off
get
with,
us right into it?
Let's just get on into it. Start us
Guys,
off with some updates. Please.
The animal conservation, animal activistness in my body has not ended. We have a lot of work to do, people.
She's back. And for those who have no idea what we're talking about,
go back a couple episodes. I've been talking about Lolita, also known as Tokite.
Yes.
And Li'i. Lolita the killer whale and Li'i the dolphin.
Yep.
Lately. And guys, we have good news and we have bad news.
Yeah.
So Li'i has moved.
Hey.
He's at SeaWorld Austin, so if you're in the Austin area, go check him out. I don't think he's like on public display, but like go check him out.
Just knowing that you're there to support him is amazing.
He feels it. He really does, because we've been emailing,
Right, for sure. Right. With the dolphin.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And Lolita. So we all know she died. RIP.
R.I.P. Queen.
R.I.P.
Rest in power.
Rest in power for real.
Yeah.
We found out that her death was not just a death, but also a murder.
It was a murder from inside the house.
Yeah, Miami C. Graham. You're dead to me.
Yeah. Count your days, babe.
You killed her. They killed her on the operating table and then said, no, she died just because.
Natural causes.
Rude and wrong. You killed her and wrongfully abused her. So, I got my eyes on you.
Miami we do not support Miami Seaquarium over here.
Boom.
X. 86 that. For real.
Is it 86 or 89?
86.
Oh. I don't know.
The bear.
You're 86th.
You're 86, Miami Seaquarium.
You're not allowed to watch.
Right.
Dead.
Cut.
Caso what? Cerrado.
Your name is Luna, not Moon.
Guys, if you've never seen that, maybe I'll post that one day. Me and my dog Luna made a video up to that video. Pièce de resistance.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah,
truly.
Absolutely. Jennifer, do you have any updates?
I do have a baby update.
Okay.
And I think it will also come as a reminder to everyone. Hey, my friends, all of my besties out there, please make sure that you're sleeping. Yeah. Because if not, I don't know. So I've just been like running on fumes, but I didn't recognize that I was. And my body came back for a vengeance, truly. Like last week, could not keep my eyes open. Like truly. Like I could be like here and then just like slow dip. Whoa. Timer. 10-minute time. Oh, you know what? Let me just take a little nap. And then a little nap turns into a little bigger nap. And then it turns into a little bigger nap. And now you went to bed for 8 hours during the day. And you're still going to get your full 9 hours at night.
Right.
Yeah. So make sure that we're sleeping. Yeah. I feel
good for
rested
you. They finally
now.
got some sleep. I absolutely have done nothing but sleeping. But
and you know what? Take a note. Everybody, take notes. Okay?
Listen, me and my bed, we got a really good relationship going.
Locked in with Lock and her man. They're in cross.
Oh, that's an update. So I spoke to our doctor friend about it.
Oh,
She says there is a tendon that is connecting the middle finger to. They're connected to all the rest of the fingers, so that's why they're all like moving.
Ah,
yeah.
See, we don't just talk crap here. We
Right.
also
We're
share
speaking facts.
insight and knowledge.
Right. Boom. We're changing our podcast from a comedy podcast to science.
Yeah. Just for 1 minute, and then it's
right. And then
back.
it's good.
Because again, remember, and you know what? Let's just put it in early. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
We don't fact check, but we do sometimes. But it's not the things that you would think we should fact check.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And you already know that. Right.
Right.
You already know that. You know what we fact check versus what we don't.
You're not here for that.
No.
If you wanted to fact check, you would go to NPR, and we are not that. So.
No.
By no means.
Speaking of NPR, that just reminded me of the tweet. It was like, NPR music is turning into MTV Unplugged.
I'm dead. But like, where's the lie?
There is no lie.
There is no lie.
It used to be like very like high, whatever, but now like anyone can be on NPR music. Like I might send in a demo. Y'all might y'all might see us on NPR music. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Christ alone, hit it. Cornerstone.
It's a very specific memory that you might hear about one day, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah.
Moving on.
How do we get there?
Let's just dive in.
Beep boop boop. What are we gonna chat about today? You know what? Let's start us off like an appetizer.
An appetizy, if you will.
Which is what we're kind of going to talk about, ?
Maybe, yes. I don't know. Sometimes.
They're food related.
Right.
But anyways, take it away.
Okay.
This is an ASMR video.
Ew, please, no, don't do that. That's so gross. I hate that. When they're like...
I'll stop.
Yeah, no. Stop it. Stop.
I'm sorry. Stop. I hope she's doing well, and I hope the pregnancy is going great. Moving on. Yes.
Moving on. So I wanted to talk about foods that I want to try, but I'm scared to, or I never have tried them for some reason.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, you ever see something like a food and you're like, that seems like something I would like, but like I'm also scared.
Absolutely. It's like, because you don't know, like obviously you know the answer is like you're not going to know unless you try it, obviously.
Right. But it just seems
because
like
I don't
too big
know
of a
it,
task.
I'm timid to
try. And it's
try.
also like the feat of like, well, I want to try it, but I also want to try the best because I don't want to try like the mediocre version. And then I'm like, well, yeah, for sure I don't like it. Like I want to set myself up well, but then I just keep putting it off. And then I'm like, I'm never going to try it. That's what happened with like Indian food for a long time. I was like, well, I want to try Indian food, but I'm scared.
Right.
Because
you don't know what the gauge is. But then what did we end up doing? You just order some Indian food.
Right.
And you just start
honestly,
there.
That's just what's going to have to happen with these foods. Well, maybe, I don't know. Starting us off, I'll give you an example. I've always wanted to try kimchi, and lately on my TikTok, that's all that's on my TikTok is kimchi making videos. We have like quick kimchi, regular kimchi, all the kimchis, pear kimchi, radish kimchi, regular kimchi with just the cabbage and radishes, all of it.
Right,
they're everywhere, and you're really doing like
multi-generational.
We're seeing the abuela, the mom, the kid, all of it.
Right,
all of it.
As someone who is a fan of kimchi, I say do it, especially since you like fermented, like you love pickles.
I do like pickles, but I think it's spicy, no?
It can be, but kimchi can also not be spicy. Like you can just find that.
But see, this is the thing about kimchi. I feel like the cabbage is not my jam. Like that's why I was telling you the other day. I feel like the radish kimchi or like, you know, different kinds of kimchi would be better. because I don't know, the wilted cabbage.
But that's why I'm saying it's still crunchy, like very crunchy. So that's
sometimes
what I'm saying.
The leaves are not. But just
I don't like
the
that
butt,
part.
the butt of the lettuce.
That's my favorite part. The butt leading up to the leaves.
That's what I'm saying. The radish won't wilt and be soggy. It'll always be crunchy.
I think you need to try both then. Like, set yourself up to where you're like, okay, maybe this one eats and this one doesn't.
This one I do not eat.
I do not eat. This one I eat.
I eat and I do not eat.
I don't eat. That is the metric that we use over here. So
right.
Do you eat or not?
Do you not eat? Yeah, I should just. But should I make it? Is that the standard? Do I make kimchi?
You know what we're gonna do when I'm there? We're gonna order kimchi.
Should we tell them the good news? Guys, next podcast, we're gonna be touching skin.
Like this. Eek. Eek. Blink, and then you'll see it. Blink.
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 We're gonna be together.
At last. We have not seen each other in person since
May.
What month is this? The way I fully forgot. Like, I was like, since March. I haven't seen her since March.
Jeez, oh Pete.
So it's been like 5 months. That's a long time.
I honestly think that's why I would visit you in college so much, because of the conversations like these where you would gaslight me into thinking that we hadn't seen each other in like
a
year.
Years.
And I'm like, oh my God, like, why haven't I been? I was there last week.
Right.
You're like, oh my gosh, we haven't seen each other since like
forever,
5 months. And I'm like, really?
It's almost like I like hanging out with you.
Gross. Moving
on. Even though this is literally called On Call Besties, like, but no. You like hang out with your friends?
Ew.
Grow up.
Loser.
You like your bestie?
Ew. That's like literally all of the 2000s. Like, you like doing this normal thing that's completely normal and mundane? Ew, yucky. You're a loser.
What were we on? Like, actually.
I don't know. The 2000s?
What was with hating normal things? Like,
right.
Oh my God, like use normal the bathroom? Ew. Like, what? You brush your teeth? Ugh.
You like to eat burgers and get your face all dirty? Ew.
Yuck.
Grow up. Yeah, maybe I wasn't meant to be in that time. Because I would have been like, are you joking?
Right.
Girls don't poop. I do.
That is crazy. Like, the whole, like, girls don't poop, girls don't fart propaganda.
I literally told you that the other day.
Yeah.
Girls don't poop. I don't poop. Girl, the way I be pooping.
Right.
Moving on.
Anyways, yeah. Right. Everybody poops.
Moving
everybody farts.
Everybody poops. Everything. Grow up. Okay, Jennifer.
And if you're not, check it out. Moving on. Yes.
What is it you want to try, but you never because you're scared?
I am terrified of ingesting raw meats. So walk with me. I would love to try a steak tartare. However, I can't. There's a lot of components to that that I don't think I'm brave enough.
Here's
component number 1.
Okay.
Raw meat. Component number 2. If I see a yolk on top, you already know how. It's dead. It is so dead. It's not even funny. I'm out. I'm so out. So from those 2 reasons alone.
Okay. Can I give you a bit of encouragement here?
Yes, please. Support me on the journey.
Valid, but also wrong.
Hey, your feelings are valid, but I'm gonna also tell you how they're not.
I'm more than sure that it is not raw completely. There's some component added to it that doesn't make it completely raw.
Okay.
Such as like a ceviche has lime and that cooks it a little. There's
and I love ceviche.
Okay.
Right.
Raw.
Seafood is different though, I think.
But you won't have tuna tartare.
I just don't like tuna.
I like it. It's very delicious.
Delicious.
But it's not tuna in the way you know tuna.
But that's the thing. The tuna that I know, I don't like. And I know I need to grow up.
It's a different animal, I think.
No, I don't think so. Why do they call it two different tunas?
It is two different tunas.
What's canned tuna versus
like ahi tuna is different from like canned tuna.
Mahi.
No, mahi is dolphin.
Ahi. There it is.
AHI.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Like steak, like tuna steak.
Tuna steak. Don't even get me started. That's, to me, tuna steak is the same as like cauliflower steak. Like, it's not steak.
No, it is not. It's an animal.
It's not steak, though. It's tuna.
No. But what they simply mean by steak is that it's a slab of meat.
Okay, so tuna slab. That's
not very cute.
Can I have a slab of tuna?
Come on, marketing brain. That's not a very good market to go into.
But then a tuna steak is misleading to me.
It's not misleading. It's a slab of meat. No.
I'd rather a tuna slab. That's more direct translation.
I don't know. But yes, steak tartare. Yes. A lot of times steak tartare, it's like a sliver of meat. And it's usually like it's seared.
On the bottom?
No, like, you know how you would sear a steak?
On top, okay.
And then they cut off like, how do I describe this? Like deli meat. It's like deli meat. Are you thinking of pate?
Pate, exactly. Is pate, what is pate? Is that the one that's like dead ass raw?
I want to say pate is sous vide, which means like it's like put in a bag in water and cook that way. And then they like, they put it in a food processor. It's very good. I have had pate.
I just saw what it looks like. It looks
gray.
Like vomit smeared on a piece of bread.
Oh, please.
I can't.
It's very good, though. It is very delicious. If I blindfolded you and gave it to you, you would like it.
Exactly. But me seeing it automatically out of the ranks. It looks like pet food.
No.
How would I not know that you're opening the little Caesar
because of the stench. The stench. Dog food stinks.
Dog food, cat food, all the foods.
Stink.
It reminds me of that. I can't. See, you're braver than me.
But like, I encourage you the next time we go on a cruise, try it.
Right, because it's already like, fine, I'll order it.
Right, you can just literally lick it and give it back.
I'd be like, I don't like it. No,
that's what I love about cruises. I'm like, I'll order everything and then just be like, no, I didn't like it. I already paid for it.
Right, be like, whatevs.
Literally the most adventurous foods I've eaten were on a cruise.
Right, escargot.
That's where I had Doug pate.
Right,
all the things.
Because when we were there, you ordered it.
Right, because I can try it, and if I don't like it, I give it back. And I didn't. Girl math, that's free.
You didn't pay for it, right?
I didn't pay for it. It's free. So.
No, yeah, I saw you order the pate, and I was like, mm-mm.
It was very good.
I believe you.
It didn't taste mealy. It tasted like butter that you just put on toast. Good.
I can't vibe. It just looks like, with the tartare, pate, whatever, it just looks like the cow is still mooing and I can hear it. And that's what I don't like about it. That's really it.
Oh, delicious.
Oh.
That's what it's saying.
I'm delicious.
Eat me, please. This is my one purpose in life. I'm DET. Eat me, please. Right. By not eating it, technically, you are going against its life purpose. It died for nothing.
Whoa. That's not on me.
Yeah, it is. You are the consumer. You are the market.
I didn't. Then I'm not. If I don't purchase it, then I'm not a part of the problem.
Yeah, but especially on a cruise, you really didn't purchase anything. So
exactly.
So they gave it to you, and you said no, and that cow died for nothing. So
I can't do it.
I would implore you to try. Just like, don't look.
Okay, maybe.
And then you'd be like, this is delicious. And then you can keep eating it with your eyes open.
Okay.
Remember we talked about desensitization?
Right. Just like me and shrimp and avocados.
Right.
I still can't do big avocados, I've come to realize.
Can I make you something with avocados this weekend?
Sure. If it's like mashed up, or is it going to be like a slice of avocado? Because I can't.
Can we try? Can we let go of that language?
Do you see me right now? I'm like literally soothing myself thinking about it.
Okay. Remember what we talked about desensitization? We need to.
I know, but I have been. So like at work, I'll order tacos.
We're going to try a different desensitization program this weekend.
Okay. I'm going to stop self-soothing. Okay.
You can self-soothe. Nobody says you can't. Moving on. Something else Jennifer and I both agree on that we would like to try, or is very intriguing, we could say. Black pudding or blood sausage.
Yeah. We just found out those are two different things.
They're different or they're the same?
No, they're the same, but they have two different ways, two different titles, names?
Names
or titles.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Very intriguing to me. Because everybody that's I've seen eat it, they're like, it's very delicious.
Right.
But
I think you know what? For me personally, why I've always been hesitant of seeing it or of eating it. I think I watched like some documentary, like Man versus Food or like Man in the Wild. You know, one of them. The bald one. I forgot his name.
With the beard?
No, he doesn't have a beard.
Oh.
But the bald guy. I'm going to insert picture here of the bald man. And I think he was like out in the outback or something, and they were making blood sausage, and I saw the process being made, or I saw something being made with pig's blood, and I was like, no, I have to leave. Honestly, the secret for me is just like, don't show me anything, and like I'll be good. So that's really what killed
my
it for
hesitancy
me.
Again, like the kimchi. I just don't know where to get it. So, and then when we were in England, we fumbled the bag. So
yeah,
because somebody in this span of places,
whatever,
didn't allow me to have a traditional English breakfast.
I didn't. You guys, do you see how she lies?
I don't lie.
You lied. Did
when
I ever
did
say?
I lie?
Let me tell you what actually happened.
No.
You were always allowed to get it. I told you I will not be eating that with you. That's what I said.
You said I will not be going to places that have that.
Yep.
So therefore I cannot have it if we don't go into the spaces that have it.
That's not what I said. I said I won't be eating that. I'm not eating that. And I also said I wasn't eating fish and chips. Like
the fish and chips, we could have gotten it, but it was like, what, like $15? And I'm like...
Yeah, and I'm like, for some codfish? Like,
please.
My mom makes really good codfish. I don't need to eat your battered... And they're french fries, or what are they called? Chips. Chips, literally. Right, okay? So, I'm not really missing anything over there.
Well,
and
I think I could say potato, like fried potato. I wouldn't quite classify them
very
as
potato.
Fries. Yeah,
they're not. They're really like
salt lacking
wedges, but wedges cut in half, so they're a little thicker. They're way thicker than a fry, but not small enough to be a wedge. But the British cuisine was not really like I was jumping for joy about it. So she's like, I want a traditional English breakfast.
Well, because
I don't.
Hello?
What happened?
You heard my Alexa go off. My package just got here. Wonder what I got. I don't remember.
Right. That's the best.
No. London. Next time we go to England, we will be having an English breakfast because we are brave.
You will be having the English breakfast. Let me break it down why I don't care to have an English breakfast. Okay? Number 1, beans.
Delicious. You like beans.
I like beans from trusted sources. If these beans are sweet in any way, shape, form, or capacity.
They're not like the baked beans that we know and love. Well, I know and love.
You know and love. I hate them. Beans, but also the idea of eating beans for breakfast, I'm not really like gelling with that.
Your father does that every day.
And that's my dad. I'm not my dad. I'm Jennifer Chocolate. Moving on. The tomatoes. Grilled tomato.
Delicious.
I can't do that. I can't. I simply cannot do that. 2 sunny side up eggs.
Delicious.
I'm out of there. What's the next component? The only thing I'd eat is the toast and the butter. That's
and
it.
Ham.
Yeah, I'd eat that. Everything else, dead.
Okay, I'd be willing to relinquish my toast and my ham and eat everything.
There you go. You're not relinquishing the ham.
I would relinquish the ham.
We'd have to split it. That's very nice of you. I wouldn't let you do that.
I'm a kind person. What can I say?
Fine. There's a compromise. I will still not be partaking, but I'll be partaking.
Just do it to take a picture and move on. Just to say you did.
You take the picture, send it to me.
Why don't you just do it just to say, yeah, I've had an English breakfast?
Because I don't care. I will tell you I've never had it. And that's okay with me.
Loser.
Okay.
Whatever.
Did you win $1 million for that? No. Yes. Even if you did, good for you. I don't care. But you know what I will be going to town on is a Sunday roast. I cannot wait.
Oh my gosh. Why did that sound like it was in 3D?
Okay, Monster House.
Yeah, a Sunday roast would be kind of slappity-doo da day.
Oh yeah. Oh, and like I want the weather.
Girl that she makes a roast, and then she has kale water and she puts it into like a gravy boat on TikTok.
What is kale water?
Boiled kale.
Huh?
I've never seen the full clip. I've only seen people stitching her, and I don't understand the purpose of the kale water in the context of the meal. Yeah. But I've seen it.
I'm very concerned. Yeah, please send that to me.
Have you also, speaking of British cuisine, have you ever seen jacket potatoes?
No, what is that?
You're going to think this is so gross.
I'm glad you know. Okay.
Well, no, I think as an American collective, it's gross.
Oh.
So.
Let's go. I'm ready.
You have a baked potato.
Okay.
Cut up on a plate. Not cut up, but like opened and smashed down on a plate.
Yeah. No. If this is going where I think it's going.
Butter on top. Delicious. Okay.
Normal.
Nothing wrong.
With the usual. What are you about to put on this? What are you about to put on it?
Tuna salad. With mayonnaise and all the fixings. Tuna salad. Mustard.
Please tell me you're done.
No, I don't think so. I think there's one more component, but I forgot what it is. That's so fucking gross. I'm so sorry.
How did that get worse and worse and worse?
I'm so sorry to all my British UK followers or people that
we
eat
love
jacket
you
potatoes.
Guys.
That's so fucking gross. I'm so sorry. And I know you guys think that some of the shit we do for sure is disgusting.
We're disgusting, okay?
Don't but like on that one, y'all really fucked that one up.
You're eating us up. Literally.
Wow.
Wow. I'm sorry. Tuna salad on a baked potato?
Mayonnaise, tuna. Okay, so
that's a crime.
So I got it wrong. There's no mustard. Or maybe there's mustard in other people's ways, but I've definitely seen mustard on one of them.
That's a crime.
And it's not always, when I just saw, it's not always tuna. But that is vile.
That's a crime scene.
That's disgusting. There was more. Hello, can I have some tuna with my mayonnaise? Like, there was too much mayonnaise.
It's the fact that she squeezed. Not only did she squeeze, she continued to squeeze, and then she squeezed harder.
She opened it and squeezed. Listen, I like tuna salad, but not that much mayonnaise.
If that would give me the ick. I'm sorry. Like, that's childish, but if I saw someone consume that in front of my eyes,
I'd throw up.
I couldn't be in the room. because the smell alone of the tuna, I can't.
No.
We already know
the
how
tuna quickly has to be squeezed out of all the water so it doesn't smell like fish. And I can only get mayonnaise in the squeezy tube because if that shit gets on my fingers,
you have to cut it off.
I have to absolutely take a shower 5 times.
No, yeah.
I hate the smell.
Mayo is
vile.
Yucca-ruckers.
I eat it out of necessity because sometimes it does help, but if I can't taste the mayonnaise.
No, because then vomit will ensue. Vomit-inducing.
Mm-hmm. The smell alone.
So that's what we're doing across the pond. You know what?
And imagine, oh my God, my stomach would hurt so bad.
Again, not to say that we're perfect people.
But, what's the saying? People in glass houses should not be throwing stones.
1,000%.
So I don't want to hear it, my UK friends.
We love you guys. We really do. But also prayers out. I hope everything's okay. And I hope your stomach lining is intact because wow. That looked like a hallway pass straight to the bathroom.
That looked like you dug the shit out of the toilet.
Just to put it back in, just for it to come back out and rinse and repeat.
Ew.
So on that note, yes, you guys, we will be brave enough to try kimchi. I don't know if I will be brave enough to try
We're going to get to steak tartare one day.
And blood sausage, you know what?
We'll say that when we go back to Across the Pond.
Exactly. Because I'm not doing it here. Fact.
No. Fact. Unless I meet the owner and he's certifiably British.
Right. He's like, hello, love, what can I get for you? Other than that.
It's from Geordie.
Geordie Shore.
Geordie Shore. Yeah.
Wow.
Moving on a completely unrelated topic.
We're doing a sharp left.
A topic of conversation has come up between Jennifer and I recently.
Yes.
Why? Because, I feel in my heart of hearts, I am a self-proclaimed bitch. Fact. Yeah. I feel like feel
it in your bones.
The way I come across to people is that I'm a bitch. And sure, maybe. I always say you can call me a lot of things. Hashtag facts. You could call me a lot of things, but you can't call me a liar. And bitch is one of them. You can call me bitch. Sure. Probably.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's your opinion. I probably was. So, sure. But then in talking about that, we were like, well, what?
We discovered something.
What is a bitch?
Yeah. What does it mean
what
to
does
be
that
a bitch?
Mean?
Truly.
And what we found is there's a lot of different, the way people describe or define bitch is different.
Very different.
Very different.
And it all depends on the context of whatever's happening.
Right.
Truly.
So we wanted to be very scientifical for so Wikipedia, a very trusted source.
Absolutely. Stop asking me for $1. I'm not giving it to you.
That's so rude.
Continue.
Defines bitch as a pejorative slang word for a person, usually a woman. When applied to a woman or girl, it means someone who is belligerent, unreasonable, malicious, controlling, aggressive, or dominant. When applied to a man, a boy, bitch reverses its meaning and is a derogatory term for being subordinate, weak, or cowardly. Interesting.
And that is wild.
But that's a great way to describe it.
That's perfect.
Right.
Like, truly perfect. Because how is it that the same word switches meaning depending on who it's directed towards? That's crazy.
It does. Especially when it's on a man.
And I think it's so funny that they are direct opposites.
Right.
Depending on who. So as a bitch, being called a bitch as a woman, oh, you're dominant and aggressive. But being called a bitch as a man is...
You're a coward.
A weak ass hoe. And it's like, whoa.
Interesting.
Like, to be called a bitch ass, like, that is strong.
No, the other day, I saw this man gossiping to a woman, and I was like, why? I was like, that You gave me the ick. Why are you gonna gossip to me like a bitch? Like, that's so fucking weird. Ew.
But then a bitch gossips. Like,
right. But to me, like, if I'm using the term bitch colloquially,
yes,
it has no meaning.
Oh no, bitch is just like person.
Bitch,
shut up.
Right.
Oh, you're such a bitch. Okay, no, that one it depends
no,
on
that
who it's directed
right.
to.
But it's just like this bitch.
It's like girl, you know?
Right.
Girl is
this bitch was doing something. Oh my god, these bitches.
Right. Girl is null. It's neutral. Right. Gender neutral.
Right.
You could be girl, you could be girl, you could be girl. Girl,
right.
girl.
Bitch.
Right. Same thing.
Right.
All depending on the context.
Absolutely.
But it's truly, truly fascinating.
But then the other definition I found, it says if someone calls a woman a bitch, they're saying it in a very rude way that they think her behavior is unpleasant or offensive or vulgar or they have disapproval.
Right.
Which is like, okay. So if I'm calling someone a bitch, typically a woman, it says, I'm saying it to be rude.
You're unpleasant.
Right. You're disgusting. I hate you. Bitch.
Your presence actually deters me from happiness.
You're a bitch. The other definition I found was a very bad or unpleasant woman, a woman you strongly dislike or hate. Which I think hate is very strong.
Yeah. I don't think to actually hate something takes a lot. Like truly hate.
Right. I think
that's
there's
strong.
only hate. I don't think I hate anybody. I
don't dislike people.
With a vengeance.
But never hate. I feel like hate is very like in your
I feel like hate is way too much energy to give on somebody.
And it is.
I feel like if I can despise you.
Right.
But like
and even
hate
then, it's a passing feeling. I'm like, oh, I can't stand them.
Like next. Only if you were to bring it up would I be like, oh, let me tell you.
Right.
But
I'm not sitting here like oh, that's not my Roman Empire.
Right.
You know?
I'm not constantly thinking on that. Like, oh my God, I hate her.
No. It's as soon as it's brought to you, you're like, ugh. And then the second it's gone, you're like, oh my God.
Okay, moving on.
Let me show you these new shoes.
That was weird.
Right. Why are you being weird towards me?
What the hell?
But yeah, so those definitions also kind of helped us uncover something about being said bitch and what that really means. How do you define, besides like literal definition, how would you define what a bitch is?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I would define a bitch as someone who shares their feelings in a way that may hurt somebody, but they feel that they have to share it. Or not that they have to, but it's like, I'm going to share my opinion.
No matter what.
Provoked or unprovoked.
Correct. Being inconsiderate.
Not inconsiderate, just like, you ask. You may not like it, but I'm going to tell you.
Right.
Like being like,
okay.
Like, doesn't sugarcoat anything.
Right.
Just like, does this make me look fat? Yes.
And that could be a bitchy answer.
Right.
But then there's levels to bitchiness as well. Because it's like,
absolutely.
You could be like, yeah, it does. That's very bitchy.
That's rude. I think the key to being a bitch that is loved
to be a lovable
bitch would be like saying it monotone. No.
Yeah. No.
Yes. You look fat.
Yes. Geek. Sticking to the facts as opposed to adding that extra.
Well, in my opinion, yes. And I would never do it. Like beating a dead horse, kind of. Like,
right.
Like, that's like a for real, like, you need to shut up.
We got it. You're perfect.
Right.
Bye. Okay.
See, like, I would see that as rude. But, like, just being like, yes, it does make you look fat.
Right. Just because you're a bitch doesn't mean you're rude. Those are not two in the same.
They're not, what's the word? Synonymous.
They are not. You being rude, you're rude.
Right, you're rude.
But in order to be rude, you do have a level of bitchiness to you.
Right. Absolutely. I think, so what does it mean to you?
I think being a bitch is like, you are very much willing to, like you said, share your thoughts, feelings, opinions, whatever, but also without like a care of what the outcome will be. And that doesn't have to be in a bad way either.
Right.
It's just like, I'm just telling you what it is, like the end. But then you can also be like a sweet bitch, which is like you're saying the same thing.
Right. I think that's where we break it down into the different types of bitches.
Correct.
And go ahead.
I think the best way to do it is to use ourselves as examples.
Absolutely. I would classify myself in our bracket of bitches as the loud and proud bitch.
Right.
Doesn't change from person to person. What you see is what you get.
Right.
This is it. Michael Jackson. Like, I would treat my friend the same way I would treat a stranger. If a stranger came up to me and be like, hey, did I don't know what's a good example. I'll stick with the fat one. Does this make me look fat? Yes.
Factually. Okay. Cool.
From
Take
my
it
friend.
Or leave it.
Right. If you ask my opinion, you can't get upset with me when I share my opinion. You asked me.
Right.
I think a perfect example would be like if a man asked me like, hey, why don't you want to date me anymore? And I would be like, well, you're a bad kisser. You do this. I hate you.
Like, here's the whole list.
You're gross. And then, oh, you're such a bitch. And I'd be like, well,
you asked.
Now, I've never been in that situation. That was a situation I just made up. I want to be very clear.
Right.
If I've never told you that you're a bad kisser or anything, I didn't think it.
Right. Out loud.
Just putting that there. I have been in that situation once where I was like, they're like,
someone's asking you for a freaking Google review.
Right. And I'm like, well, you kiss terribly. And like,
quite literally.
And you're very aggressive. I don't like you. There, that's it. You asked. Don't do that ever again to any other woman. Because you will not be successful.
Just letting you know up front.
Just letting you know. That shit doesn't work.
Right. So I think for me, I'm like reading the definitions you put forth. I'm like, yeah, these are really good. And I'm trying to figure out which one I would say that I am. Because I feel like it's a little bit of a combo fried rice.
I would say it's a combo fried rice of the last two.
Yes. So the first one is a case by case. So will not speak to a stranger the same way she would speak to someone she has rapport with. And that is very true. Like, if I don't know you, I'm just gonna be like, hi, how are you? Like, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, really. But then if I know you, I'm still gonna do that. Right. But I'm gonna have more sass and be more, I might be more snippy, more clippy.
I think it's more of like the last one being a quiet bitch. How I've determined it is like,
yes, and please,
very passive aggressive. Like,
yes,
like your mom. Not a bitch, but
mom love you.
She is like, she'll be like, maybe you shouldn't wear that.
Or she'll never say that. She'll be like, you're gonna wear that,
right?
With the sweetest smile.
The sweetest smile, and you're like,
you sure you don't want to put on some earrings?
Like, okay. Love you, Gita, but great example.
But like, are you sure you brushed your hair? I'm just double checking. Like, just double checking.
Just making sure. Doesn't look like it to me, but like I was just making sure.
Just
putting that out there.
Right. And I think that it's a case by case, but it's more of a silent or the quiet bitch when I am in public with people that I don't know, where it's like, I'll be like, hi, how are you? Yada, yada, yada. In my head, I'm literally like, stop talking to me.
Right. Whereas like when we were in Times Square that one time.
Yep. Yeah. The parts that I remember.
No. You remember
not that time. Oh, okay.
We were in Times Square once, and you know how there's different people trying to sell you things or trying to pickpocket you. And be aware.
Oh,
and
this is
a
perfect example.
There was one man that he was like, I'll take a picture, I'll give it to you for free, like you would love it, great picture time,
and we're in a group,
and like Jennifer's instinct is to just go silent. She's ignoring them, looking around, and I'm like, no, well, come on, take a picture. No, well, it's gonna be so great. And I said no, you need to walk away.
So Kaylee is the one who's answering, right?
Right.
I am saying nothing. And when I do say something, I'll be like, no, thank you. We don't want a picture. And I'm saying it just like that.
Right.
But who gets the negative energy directed?
You. Well, I think in that instance, it's because he was... We'll talk about it later. But
that's another story.
Right.
It was motivated with underlying tones. And if you understand what that means, you understand it. If you don't, that's okay. Right. But in that instance, it's like, okay, I'm a very much like kill him with kindness kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But like, I'll have like a twitch in my eye while I'm smiling. Be like, please stop talking to me. Right. But like, he'll just be like, no.
Or like the other day, I was out with my friend. We were dancing, whatever. This guy comes up to her, I literally went, blocked, and I said, leave me alone.
Do not speak.
You need to walk away. Because my thing is, the reason why I approach life this way is because I don't want anything I say to be taken in another direction,
misconstrued. Right. Absolutely.
If I'm quite literally saying you need to leave, I don't want to speak to you.
Back up.
Bye. My favorite. Bye. Bye. All the time. Bye.
No.
Bye. See ya. And then what can they say? Why you don't want to? You said that you want to talk to me. I never said that. I never gave you any impression that I wanted to speak to you. You need to leave. Goodbye. I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Because men love to fill in the gaps. They do.
Whatever is
in their stupid little brain. But if I quite literally say,
crazy.
Ew, get away.
And that's the thing. It's like, and it's unfortunate as women. It's like, obviously, in this instance, it's like, you're making me uncomfortable. But yeah, I want to like, I have the innate feeling to protect your feelings, even though my feelings are being disregarded because I'm uncomfortable.
Right.
So what's going on here? But literally, this situation happened to me at my job literally a couple days ago. This man could not read social cues. Like, I'm like, entertaining myself, like, dancing, whatever. Mm-hmm. He comes over, and it's not like I'm dancing like this. And so obviously, our energies are not aligned just from the jump. Then number 2, you're trying to talk to me. Mm. And I'm like this. He's here. If I wanted to make eye contact, it'd be like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's so crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, wait. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's actually so funny. Anyone with a brain.
But see, they don't have it.
And that's what I'm saying. The social cues, my body language is telling you, please step away from me.
No, the social cues is,
what did he do?
You're telling me that you're continuing the conversation.
Right. Even though I'm literally I'm saying everything but please get away from me.
Right.
To actually get you to get away with me. And then what do I need to do? Physically remove myself in order to get peace again. But then when I go back to my spot, you're trying to hit me up again.
Right.
No. So for anyone, yes, verbal communication is very important, but please, it's 2023.
Right.
If we're able to do so, we can learn cues. We can learn social cues if we're able to do so. If not, I know that doesn't come naturally to everyone. That's okay. Most of the time, you have to learn that.
Like I was saying a couple podcasts ago, like foreign people, sometimes they don't understand social cues.
It's like, it's different.
Is he creepy?
And it depends on the
foreign?
society. Right. It's like if in this society, X would be taken as, something completely different versus Y. If a man coming up to me and kissing me on my hand, that can be super normal in another culture. To me, I'm like, whoa, like you're in love with me.
Do not touch me.
Right. That's crazy. But then that's also rude. It's like, but then again, it all depends on the social cues. Right. So it's like, y'all, let's do that. But where the bitchiness comes back in, if Kellyanne was in that situation, she would have went, don't talk to me.
Or and be like, I'm done now.
I'm leaving.
Goodbye. I'm done now. Right. I don't want to speak to you anymore.
And
Goodbye.
It's just like,
that's why I don't fuck with you business anyways. Okay.
That's my favorite line.
I love it.
That's my favorite.
Man,
you're ugly anyways.
Okay. Oh, you hurt my feelings. My favorite line, and it goes against everything I just said, because it is very passive aggressive, but not really passive aggressive. It's rude. It's what it is.
That's like
when a man cat calls me from the street.
Absolutely.
I will simply go, I'm so sorry, I don't have any change. Bye. Peace and blessings.
Watch the way their faces drop. Because now he's just been disrespected.
I just call that man homeless.
Yeah. You just disrespected
I love it. I love it.
And then it goes to show. But then again, there's different types of... There are really some men that they'll throw anything and see what sticks to the wall.
Absolutely.
Some of them are more calculated.
Or the one time that man cat called me and I went up to him and I said, when has that ever worked? I really want to know. When have you ever seen a woman across the street and be like, damn, you look really fine in those jeans? And she turns around and goes, yeah, I would like to have sexual coitus with you.
Yes. And because there are women who have accepted that behavior, the rest of us women are suffering for it.
Right.
So this is my PSA to all women, all heterosexual women out there.
You deserve
Stop
better.
it.
You deserve way better than a man catcalling you from across the street.
Right. And if you're not going to do it for your own self-respect, do it for the respect of other women.
Right.
Stop accepting that because it's disgusting.
It is gross.
It really is. You're going to talk to me like a piece of meat?
Like a rat? I'm not a rat bitch.
Rats get more respect.
I'm not a rat bitch.
Rats get more respect than that. Right. Don't do that. Don't. Like, that is really giving bottom of the barrel, bare, and not even bare minimum, because that's how...
That man won't even buy you off the dollar menu at McDonald's.
Because it's $1.50 now.
Right.
It's not even $1.
Inflation, I can't.
Sorry, I can't account for those extra.
My hands are tied. I can't. Sorry, inflation.
And that's a whole nother separate conversation that we can totally get into another day. But for the sake of right now, in the terms of being a bitch, it's like you really got to pick and choose. Are you always a bitch, forever a bitch, amen? Or are you case by case? Or are you a quiet bitch? We all
are accepted. All forms are accepted. And like we say all the time, let's change the connotation.
Absolutely.
Be a bitch. Woo.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Truly. What was also kind of funny was we also kind of went into like our cores. So it's like what you present on the outside versus what you really are on the inside.
Right.
And if I remember correctly, mine was like, I'm nice on the outside, friendly, nice, whatever on the outside. But like, or no. Yeah, but I'm a bitch on the inside. Or it's like a bitch in the middle. But then nice again. On the,
You're talking like the Earth's crust.
So imagine
the
mantle,
the core.
My core is nice. The mantle is bitch, and then the crust is
nice. It's just a sandwich.
Nice
it's a sandwich,
right? And
but I think it also it has to deal with like the bitches who raised you.
Absolutely.
Like, I would say my mother is a case by case.
Yep.
But my godmother, I would say we are very similar, and she would be a lot in proud.
Oh, yeah.
But I think as she gets older, she's going on a case by case basis.
Right. Right.
So
it kind of like, she's like, you know what?
I don't have time to deal with that.
Exactly. Right. I know 100% because my mother, fully silent.
Right.
Fully 100% silent.
Was she silent or was she silenced?
Was she silenced? But then again, I know the inside is. I'm like, but she just hides it well.
Right.
We see each other. But I think that's why we're very similar in that regard, where it's like I very much take after my mother, like in a lot of ways, and I'm like, I love it, slay queen, love you,
slay queen, love it,
love. But yeah, no. So what was yours? What was your Earth? Kale Earth.
I think I'm just a bitch through and through. There ain't nothing else.
I think you might be the opposite, where it's like bitch on the outside, the mantle is nice, and the core is bitch.
Just a bitch sandwich.
With the reverse.
Right.
Because I'm very much compliment sandwich. Like, that's what we learned in design school, where it's like, you compliment, you give the critique, and then you give the compliment. And I'm like, I think that's very much how I operate in this world.
See, that's disgusting.
Critique. Then you'll
that's
be like,
disgusting. But you did this really great.
But you need to fix it.
But like for real, like you need to get on that.
Exactly. And you know what? Depending on whoever's being spoken to, will take it whatever way. But
absolutely.
You know what?
I don't care.
That's also not your
That's not
job.
my problem. That's not my problem.
How
and like I tell Jennifer all the right. Me telling you something.
Not your problem.
What I tell Jennifer all the time and encourage her with is like, me telling you something, it's not for you. Right. It's for me. Right. I need to tell you that for me to
release it.
To release it. And there's no, well, I should have told him this and I should have told her that. And well, what if I went about it this way? No. I told you the facts. I told you what I was feeling. It's over.
This is it, Michael Jackson.
Right. It's over. I'm no longer giving energy to that because I've said what I needed to say. I don't care what you have to say to me because it's over.
Right.
I can't give you niceness. I can't give you meanness. I can't give you anything. It's over.
Right. It's just done.
It's dead.
Right. Very much learning.
And that's okay.
Slay. Life is all about learning, guys. In case you don't know.
We're constantly
You're in the school of life.
Always. Like a little flower.
But no, it's actually so funny. Like, we're really just out here just throwing things, seeing what works.
Hey, throwing shit to the wind.
Sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it comes back at you and sometimes it doesn't. Depends where the wind goes.
Literally. Like, I think, what was it? I was talking with Gabby, shout out to Gabby, the other day, and we were talking about something, and the topic of, like, humbleness came up. And I'm like...
Don't got that one either.
And I literally was like, she was like, you fake being humble. And I'm like, but you're right. Pretends to be shocked. It will be like if somebody like pays me a compliment or something, I'm like, oh my God.
That was so sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. As if I didn't tell myself that.
Right. As if I'm like, if not in my head, I'm like, yeah, obviously.
Right.
Oh, thanks.
Right. I'm like, and then I had to ask myself, like, why do I fake do that? Like, I'm like, I love compliments. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think
and I compliment myself often.
No, I don't think it's that you're faking the compliment. I think it's more of I think it's more of a reinforcement for them to keep going. Like, thank you.
No.
Because if I'm like, yes, obviously, then the compliments stop there. They're not giving me compliments.
And I don't want that to stop.
Right, obviously.
So I love it.
Thank you. I didn't know that. And now they're like, oh, they need me to tell them that. Like,
right.
No, I don't.
You actually...
Like the other day when someone complimented the podcast, was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity. And our friend was like, do not tell her that. I'm like, oh, really? Thank you.
No.
As if I'm not out here spewing that we have the most podcast, like #1 podcast on Apple Music.
Absolutely. We are #1 on Apple Music, Spotify.
On all the charts.
Everything. And all over the world, obviously.
Right.
So it's like what we present in real life versus what we say on the daily.
Yeah.
2 different things.
Very different.
Because we're out here. We're out here. Okay. But it's like they don't know that, obviously, because you're a stranger or like we're not that close. But the people who are close, aka Gabby, calling me out, being like, yeah, you fake being humble. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Stop.
No, I don't.
Why are you perceiving me?
No, I don't.
Don't perceive me like that.
I'm not faking it at all. But then that's also been something too that I'm learning more now is like, especially when it comes to like compliments and stuff like that, it's like I'm learning to embrace that, like embrace it in the sense of like there is no shame in like loving yourself and loving who you are. Like, and there's definitely something different between being like egotistical and then being just like confident in yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think it's like,
but that's where
because that's not the default.
Right. But a lot of times going back to bitches, then that's under the umbrella of bitches. If I'm walking out here like my shit don't stink, then I'm a bitch.
And then it's interesting though, because it's like your shit don't stink or you're that bitch.
Right.
But it's like,
which one
what's
is it?
the difference between that?
Like the Barbie movie said, like I can't be one. We're not allowed to.
Right. I'm like, I can't be happy with the way that I look, but also like,
because then I'm conceited. But if I don't like the way I look,
don't shoot yourself down because that's self-deprecating.
Right.
I'm not going to be neutral when it comes to myself. It's going to be full on 100.
Right. And that's why you get what you got.
Right.
I give up. I'm just going to be. I'm
throwing in the towel.
I'm just going to be
I'm sitting on the bench.
And if you don't like it, then you're not for me. We can't
and the girls that get it and the girls that don't. And I think the main thing though is learning that like I don't have to explain myself.
Right. Like, never.
In those regards. It's like, oh my God, yeah. I
apologize if that hurt you.
But then that is a trigger for you. Something you got triggered. I didn't trigger you though.
Right. I'm sorry if that offended you and that has been like turmoiling you. If that's the way you use that word.
Turmoiling. Turmoiling.
But on the same way, like, I said what I said. I'm not going to take it back. If I take it back, then I'm for real fake.
Because it's like, I said what I meant.
I can't take it back. Ever.
No.
Because I'm not going to take away those words. In that moment, if I've changed my opinion, I will tell you if I've changed my opinion. But in that moment, that's what I felt.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And even changing your opinion is literally stating this is what I believed prior and this is what I believe now. Like you're paying homage to what you said in the past.
Right.
And then it's not a switch up. No. A switch up is being like, no, I never said that.
Right.
Now you're lying. But if it's like, yeah, yesterday I said that. And today I said this.
Right.
And this is the new standard.
You can accept that or you cannot. But again, that's a you thing. That's not me.
Exactly. So again, it's like learning that you are not responsible
for other people's feelings.
Unfortunately, fortunately.
There's absolutely nothing I can say. Even if I word it in the most perfect way that they wrap it up in a little present, they could still think that
you're going to take it how you take it.
Right. Well, that was very condescending. I literally did everything by the book. Like, what more do you want?
Let's go back to Times Square situation. I was super nice. I did everything. I said, no, thank you. I was polite. But yeah, I'm still getting the negative energy back because I said no.
Right.
And he didn't like that.
Right.
So it's like, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what you say.
Right.
And sometimes, even how you say it, if someone already decided in their head how they're going to take whatever information you're giving to them, they're going to take it in that exact manner. And there's no way for you to like predict that or control it. So it's like overthinking it or like trying to find loopholes or whatever. That's energy wasted.
Right. Well, I think that perfectly segues us into our new segment. It is WWTBD time. What would the besties do? What would the
besties do?
It's time, guys. We're famous. Somebody has finally emailed us. And it is time.
So that's a sign. Wink, wink. If you haven't already, I'll just put it in early. If you have an inquiry, you know where to hit us up. UncleBesties@gmail.com. Badumch.
So,
and
Jennifer's going to read it for us because one, I have reading comprehension issues. Two, I stutter. So go ahead, Jennifer. Hit us off. This is anonymous. We don't know who this is.
So. Right. Getting ready. Hey, besties. So I've got a problem, and I think it could be a good source of laughter on the pod. I just recently moved away from home to go to grad school, and I have my first roommate ever that is not my family. Let's just say I definitely picked the short straw on my roommate. Yikes. Alrighty. To start off, with moving so far away from home, I purchased all brand new kitchen stuff, plates, pots, and pans, utensils, etc. to be able to cook for myself. I bought it all, and some of it was gifted to me from my mom, with the intention that I would be the only person using it, assuming that my roommate would do the same. Hello. I should not have assumed. Yikes. Okay. During our first week, he asked if he could borrow a pot to boil some water. And I said, sure, thinking that he hadn't had the time to get some of his own stuff yet. It has been almost 9 weeks now, and he's still using my stuff.
Eesh.
Okay. We also did sign a dumb roommate contract per our school where he acknowledged using my stuff and agreed to give me some money. That was 2 weeks, and I have not received anything.
Oof.
If he would clean everything correctly, I don't think I would mind all much. But the forks are never fully clean, yuck, and the pots will have residue on them sometimes, and this is not what I signed up for. Yeah, no. Additionally, when it comes to the kitchen, this boy only eats ramen. I'm not joking one bit.
Oh no.
Every meal is either ramen or cup of noodles. Disgusting. Ugh. He did go on a hamburger making kit for a day straight where that's all he ate, but most recently it's just been ramen. Please explain to me how solely making ramen one could leave such a mess in the kitchen. Chicken powder left on the counter, uncooked ramen pieces on the floor or the kitchen table, hot sauce droplet stains on the kitchen table, all there unless I clean it up. The stove is always a mess and dirty, which I don't understand how when he's just boiling water.
We have a video. We'll insert it right here.
Insert. The worst offense occurred this past weekend. We had a long weekend off of classes, so I decided to go back home, which required me to fly there. When I let him know that he would be all alone that weekend, he asked me to let him know when I arrived safely and even texted me to make sure I didn't crash the airplane. That's sweet. I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
But I only say this to preface that he could have contacted throughout the weekend if anything else occurred. I get back from my weekend, and as I'm making myself breakfast, he hands me a Target gift card saying that it's an apology gift as he had to eat my ramen in the cabinet and drink my Red Bull from the fridge because he couldn't leave and get himself more of his own. I was in a bit of shock. Yeah. I was in a bit of shock when this happened, confused by the situation. I then assumed maybe he's also given me half of the kitchen stuff on this one gift card. I checked the amount of the gift card, and he gave me $5.
What the fuck can you buy with $5?
You can't even get stuff at the Target, the $1 section at Target for $5.
The playground, Bullseye's playground.
Yeah. I just don't understand why he couldn't text me over the weekend and ask to eat my stuff. That makes no sense.
Okay.
There are other things that he does that just irk me, but these are the biggest qualms I have. What should I do? I get angry for a day, and then I sleep it off and forget until something else happens and I get mad all over again. I also hate confrontation and would rather just lock everything away and not even give an explanation. But can I do that? Do I sit him down and tell him he's gross? That I won't allow him to freeload off of me anymore? I also don't want to be an asshole if he's tight on money, but also, is that my problem? I just need some advice on how to handle the situation, and I trust that my besties will help me out. Keep in mind, our school placed us to live together, and we have to live together until the end of the school year in May. Sincerely, a fellow bestie. Well, yikes.
Here we are, your besties, here to help you out and save the day. There's a lot to unpack.
A lot. Whoa.
I think starting off, this is a very unique situation.
Extremely.
One, I never stayed in the dorm, so I'm not privy to that information, but correct. I have had a roommate. And I will never have one again. It's not my husband. So yeah, it's very interesting because it's like you can't just fly off the handle because you live with them.
Exactly. And you don't want your stuff to get tampered with, or you don't want weird shit to happen to you.
Right. And it's kind of the situation where don't shit where you eat.
Fully. Literally.
It's hard. It is hard. So with that, I sympathize and empathize, whichever the one.
100.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's start with offense number 1.
the cleaning, what really stood out to me first is like using all this shit, sure, but it's the cleaning up after. My thing is, if you are not making the mess, and you might be a clean freak, sure, if you are not making the mess, stop doing it and stop cleaning it up and see what happens. That's where I would start with.
Yeah.
If they start, well, because like he's a boy, so I would assume that, you know, men don't know how to, sometimes men were not told how to clean up after themselves,
which is
wrong.
Grow up.
Right. But maybe it's that there needs to be a little cockroach or two for it to be like, oh shit,
this is disgusting.
Right. And if you can't live that way, stay in your room.
Right. And this is definitely the non-confrontational route.
Right.
But then also you want to feel like comfortable in your own space.
Absolutely.
And if it's like, if mess is truly like unforgiving and like you're like, I'm going to die, you might have to say something, babes. Truly. And honestly, it's like, get it out straight. So that way it's like, you're not having to like do the testing games.
Right. And it's like coming at it of like, it's a me thing, not a you thing. Like, I hate mess. Maybe you don't know that about me.
Right.
But I do not like that. And I like, as you can see, I clean up after you all the time. You may not notice that.
And I think that's unfair.
Right. I think that's unfair. And for me, if you respect me at all, please do that. Because you can't assume that people know your little quirks boundaries. And your little things. Right. They don't know.
People don't know your boundaries unless one of two things happen. One, they cross it. Or two, you tell them. Right. So those are the only two options. And the only way that they'll know of it, even if they cross it, is after you've said, hey, you've crossed my boundary.
Right.
So it's like a 2-step process. So definitely coming out in the open, just being like, hey, you know, like, I'm not a hard ass or anything like that. It's just like, can we not live in a pigsty?
Right.
And don't do like that. That's passive aggressive. Right. Don't do that.
So like, I don't like that. Remember, we make I statements. I don't like when that happens. Yes. This bothers me.
Yeah. Direct it towards yourself.
Right.
And then I would also kind of mention, like, you know, as a roommate, like, we have, you know, certain responsibilities to one another. Right. So like, you remember that contract that we signed? A part of that was XYZ. Also, speaking about that contract, you have been using my stuff now for 9 weeks. It would be great if I could receive my compensation for your part, for you using my products, or my items, whatever. Right. And maybe it's a point of like, hey, if you could just send me, not even if you could, just, I'm going to need X amount by X amount. Right. Because it has been 9 weeks now, and I just want to like make sure that we're being extremely fair with one another.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of like put it on its head and flip it back.
Right.
To where like he's like, oh, now there's a sense of like
urgency.
Yeah. Where it's like, I need it by blank because this is no longer okay. Right. But then again, once that's been said, you list the boundary again. Be like, again, I don't mind you using my stuff. However, we did sign that contract, so I am going to need, because we signed a contract, like a contract written in black and white, you have to uphold your part.
Right.
Once you sign it. So I need you to do that. But also, you using my stuff, I'm going to need you to clean it.
Right. You can't use my shit and then expect, and then just not, like, now you're disrespecting my items.
Right. And it's like, I'm being very kind to allow you to borrow it, but it's like, all I would like in return, if you're going to use my items, and I feel like that's common sense. Like, if you're going to use something, you return it back better in the condition that you got it.
Absolutely.
But that's people who, you know, have good home training. Not everyone has that. So if you've never heard that concept before, now you know. Right. But I need you to just respect my items while you're using them.
Absolutely. I agree.
Please wash the forks all the way.
And then I think after those conversations, it's like, again, let's not beat a dead horse. We've said what we needed to say. Let it go. Right. Now, if there's a continual disrespect, like continual disrespect, then that's another conversation to be had. Like, yo, we talked about this.
Right.
But like after that's done, like you can't be upset about it anymore.
Exactly. Once you release it, you have to release it.
Right.
And I think that's the thing that why a lot of people don't confront is in a weird way. It's like you kind of don't want to release it.
Let it go. Yeah.
You don't want to let it go. So then you're just like, no, I kind of want to meal on this and I kind of want to be upset about it. So I'm not going to cut it.
Yeah, fair.
I want to be mad. But you don't want to, you sound like you don't want to be upset about this anymore, genuinely.
Right.
So unfortunately, the only way is you got to confront the situation head on.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it.
Can you speak on your own? Because you lived in a dorm.
Correct. So when I had like a different situation, but just living in a dorm, especially when there's no wall separating us, and assuming that like that's the situation, it is very awkward when things are awkward, because literally there's nothing separating us. Like I see you every day, and with nothing, like there's nothing. So how you kind of navigate that is, I remember when I had a situation with my roommate, I was doing that. I was getting upset and I'm ranting about it with my friends, and oh my God, like I can't believe this and I can't believe that and yaka and yada yada yada. If I could go back in time, knowing what I know now and how to conflict resolve now, I would have sat down with myself and asked what's actually bothering me and what am I just piling on?
Absolutely.
To just
what am I seeing from that lens?
Exactly. What am I adding on top to really just make the story juicy? And then what is like the root of the problem? And so establish, this is my core root. I don't like X.
Right.
Everything else is a branch off of that.
Absolutely.
The core of the tree is that I don't like this situation. So what I would have done is I would have talked to my roommate, been like, hey, I don't like this. It's making me feel Y. And really just that's for me to release it. From that point, again, you can't control other people. You don't know what they're going to do or say or react or whatever. You can never know that. All you can ask for is like, can we just do what we need to do to hold
and be copacetic
space, an amicable space between us, a chill space, cordial, like whatever we need to do to be cordial, let's do that. We don't like, but this is upsetting me, so here you go. I'm upset because of blank. Right. So that's my side. If you care to hear what the other side is, then go ahead and hear them out.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
because like being like, well, I don't want to be an asshole by like if he's tight on money, like, well, you're assuming that, like,
right,
and that's in your nature and being kind.
Yes, but remember what assuming does. Do you hear me?
Okay, you're right.
Okay, but remember what assuming does.
Right,
it makes an ass out of you and me.
Absolutely, because he could, for lack of a better word, just being an asshole and without knowing it, but you're not giving him that opportunity to defend himself. You're not giving him the opportunity to give you the excuse. So by speaking with him, you're saying, okay, like, hey, this is what's happening. And at that point, if he says, well, I'm tight on money, I'm this, then you work that out. You talk about it. But by assuming all these things, you're working yourself in circles.
And not only that, you've established this elaborate backstory to this person, and based off of little things. And it's like, you're never going to get the full story unless you get it from the horse's mouth directly.
Because you're like thinking of all these possibilities and working yourself up, but they could all be wrong. Like they could all be wrong, they could all be right, like, but you don't know unless it happens. So
exactly. And refer back to what we said a little bit earlier in the episode. It's like, again, you are wasting energy coming up with all of these ways and like, I can do this and I can do that and I can say this and I can do that.
Right.
Thinking of X is going to lead to this result and Y is going to lead to that result, Z, whatever. But at the end of the day, you not doing any of those things, you're not getting any result.
Right.
So like, think about it that way. It's like
you're just hurting yourself.
Result. Yeah. And wasting your time and your energy trying to find an answer when you could just ask
and
directly
get one
for the answer.
and then it's over. All the time you wasted working yourself up, it could have just been clipped.
So it's like, if for anything, and I think that's how we need to look at confrontation, like moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you don't like, no one likes to be uncomfortable. It's
Absolutely.
not confrontation that you don't like. It's the fact of being uncomfortable. Nobody likes that, where you gotta tuck your tail between your legs and be like, hey, I have something that I need to do. Absolutely. No one likes that. But understand that you have a sense of responsibility to yourself. You owe yourself that to speak whatever is on your mind.
Absolutely.
So for anything, on principle alone, you have to say
watch out for yourself. Yeah. If we're gonna keep being selfish and worrying about ourselves, worry about yourself and stop working yourself up. Fix it.
Exactly. And again, not a bad thing. Like, we need to start. The only way that we can like progress and move forward is if we kind of change these age-old definitions of things and you have to make your own definitions for yourself, because it's your life.
Right, because you're only hurting yourself because it's a you problem. He's peachy keen, living it up.
Look at that.
Having fun, and you're the one that's upset, and you're the one that's working yourself up, and you're the one, and you're the one, and you're the one. He's fine. He's eating his burger.
He wrote us paragraphs. Do you think he's writing? I don't know if he's writing paragraphs.
Highly doubt it. He's eating his cup of noodles. Just fine.
Eating his cup of noodles and hamburgers, And it's just like, on that alone, like, that would piss me off. Like, here I am, like, thinking of X, Y, and Z, and you're just eating cup of noodle?
Fine.
Absolutely not. You're going to hear what I have to say.
Right. The end. Because, like, how unfair.
We're going to share this.
I'm living in this turmoil while you're literally in La La Land.
No. We're going to share.
And it's not, I can't get out of this space until you understand what's going on. Because there's been a lot of times where I've been the one in La La Land, and then someone comes up to me with a problem, and it's like, oh shit. Is that what was happening?
Problem. Right. And it's never just a problem. It's a laundry list of problems. Right. And you're like, damn.
For real?
I had no idea.
That what was going on? That's not what I was thinking.
At all. Like, in my head, we're Gucci and the Gucci. But you're not feeling that way. And I had no idea. But again, it's like, people do not know unless you tell them.
Right.
The end. And it's like, think about it this way, share the burden. All right, this is all on you right now. And there's two parts of this, your part and his part, and he's not doing his part. So now you need to know the part.
Now you need to know what's up.
Because this is not just on me. It's on you. Right. So here you are.
Right.
Here's a report. Okay? Do with that what you will.
The data shows. Beep, beep, beep. Loser.
So after kind of the methods that work for me, writing things down.
Right.
I talk 3 million miles a minute. So it's like, okay, writing things down, voice notes, whatever. Find a method that works for you.
Right.
Do that.
Jennifer loves to write a speech.
Yeah. Speeches I write.
Yeah. Loves to write a speech. She's not looking at the person. She's just reading. And that helps a lot too. Because it's like, I really am not confronting you. I'm just reading to you what I wrote.
Exactly. And it kind of removes that level or that layer of like trying to gauge, things and whatever. Because it's just, again, you don't inherently do anything to try to hurt someone else. I hope, but it's like, things got to get said. And if I'm like, I'm just focused, I need to do this right now.
And then after opening up for discussion, like.
Exactly.
But starting with, hey, I have something I want to read to you about how I've been feeling. Dear whatever.
Akiko.
Right.
Say your spiel,
and then usually there's a pause of just like staring at each other like, okay.
That was a lot. Then you wait for the response.
And go from there.
And then it's like, after the grievance has been shared, then it's like, from that point, you decide what you want to do next.
And maybe there has to be multiple conversations. Like, it's unfair to think that someone can accept all that information at once. Like, sometimes people need some time to process. Like, we have a conversation and we think it's Gucci at the end of it, but then I have time to think about it and I'm like, wait, no, can we go back to that conversation? Actually, I've had time to think. And
like, it's not close.
I'm actually not okay with it. Like, actually, no, everything I said, lie. I did not. I
take back everything. But then also, it's like, again, remember, you guys, what do we always say on this podcast? You are allowed to evolve.
Right.
You're allowed. You are
from
allowed
that
to evolve.
And like we said earlier, the position I felt that in the moment, but now I'm changing my opinion, and actually after I've had time to process and think about it, I'm really not okay with what you just said.
Right.
Like what that conversation and how that went down, like this is how I feel, blah 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 blah.
Right. But open the floor.
And after, you know, as the person who's starting the conversation, make it clear at the end when we're shaking hands, whatever, giving a hug, whatever, being like, if you need to discuss this again, like I'm open to doing that. Because you may have your opinions, you might think about something else, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
Just opening up
and
that
just
space.
Setting that up. Exactly. Because again, y'all are living together. And not only that, it's like you don't want it to be taco vibes either.
Right.
So it's like, why not?
And you don't have to be friends.
For both of you.
You don't have to be friends at all.
That also. You really don't.
This is the person you're living with. They don't have to be your bestie. They don't have to be your whatever. They can simply just be the person you live with. And that's okay.
And maybe it's coming up with a method to talk about what roomy things are happening. Like, come up with a safe word. We love a safe word.
Right.
Okay? Come up with a safe word. Okay, friggin' bananas. I don't know. Red binder. Like, okay. And then that just lets you know, oh, it's about... And that's just an easy way to set up like a system in place for when issues arise, because they are.
Right.
It's natural. It's we're human, you know? Things are never going to always be hunky-dory. Absolutely. But it's better to be prepared for the situation as opposed to just, I'm going in blind, I don't know what to do. Okay, Absolutely. So use this opportunity to set that system in place.
Because now, for me, if someone I have to talk to you about something. I'm reeling. What could I have possibly done? I did this. Well, I told her this way, so maybe that she's upset at me about that. I don't know. And by the time we get to the conversation, I've murdered your cat. Like,
Absolutely.
Did I do that?
You're like,
no.
Oh my God.
But I'm like, in my brain, that's what I've worked myself up to.
Well, let's say if Kayla and I came up with for a code word and we said, lychee, and that means we're going to be discussing, or not even that. Let's use an actual example. Oh, facts, not feelings. Okay. So it's going to be, this is a fact. These are facts. These are feelings.
Right.
Okay. That's what we're talking about right now. And it's going straight into the meat, as opposed to, it's not allowing for that to happen. We're in that space. It's like, okay, so I'm an ex-murderer. Okay.
Right.
That's
okay.
What it is.
Clearly I killed your cat and you're upset with me about that.
Right. Something
I'm
happened
so sorry.
That I did.
like, what are you talking about? Like,
exactly.
I don't know. That's just what my brain has told me has happened. So
correct. If we're on vacation together and we know we've been walking 16, 17 miles, I'm not going to go to Kale and be like, hey, can I tell you something? No, that's going to drive her nuts. I said, feet are expired. You already know what that means. It's time to go.
My feet, hey, warning. My feet are going to expire in about 20 minutes. Just letting you know.
So then that just lets me know, all right, I got to wrap it up. I got 20 minutes and I got to go.
Oh my God, you always do it.
No. It's got it.
Got Noted. It. Okay. Or, cool. Hey, can we just go around this bend and then we can leave? Sure.
Yep.
Or absolutely not. I cannot go any further. Okay.
Right. And if it's like saying something like we always say, okay, hear me out, that means I need to open my mind. Whatever is being released to me, I need to come at it with an open mind. As opposed to
like my blood is pouring out from my feet right now? Like, is that what is going on?
Right.
Or like going to the bathroom. That's a great example. Are you gonna piss your pants like right now? Right. Or like, do you have some time? No, exactly. Like I'm quite literally like, if you give me a second, like I will pee my pants.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like, being, not to veer off too far, but like just correct.
Bring it back. Definitely bring it up. You have to have a conversation. There's no way to do this. I think the passive aggressive route is not good because then that just creates weirdness. So Absolutely. I wouldn't lock up my pots and pans and utensils. Don't do that. That's weird. That's weird behavior. Because everyone here is an adult. I was assuming everyone here is an adult, and we're going to do things like adults do. We talk about it. Mm-hmm. So do it that way. Do that. Talk about it.
Or if you wanted to do a combo, stop cleaning up after him. Obviously, clean your pots and pans because you need to use them to eat.
Correct.
But like the chicken powder, whatever, when we're having a conversation, if you want to bring facts, just be like, look, am I lying? I'm not lying.
Facts, not feelings.
You don't clean up. Look. Fact.
Would I be like, Uche, and start, you want to see receipts? No, don't do that.
I just maybe have the conversation in the kitchen and then be like, hey.
Do it on a day where the evidence is, you can't miss it.
Right. You stop cleaning. We'll just put a timer on it. If you really like cleaning up after yourself, we'll just put like a week. I'm sure there'll be enough. And then just be like, hey, I haven't cleaned for a week. And look.
It's a sigh.
So
that's unacceptable. We're trying to be fair.
Right.
To me and to you.
What do you have to say to that?
Exactly. Because we share this.
Well, I didn't know. Okay. Well, now you know.
So now that we know, moving forward,
right. I would always ending with moving forward, what does this look like?
Yeah. Don't just leave it like, okay.
Good talk.
And then leave.
Right.
No.
We need some action
We need to
steps.
set a plan.
Moving
forward, I need you to pay me my money.
Moving forward, clean up after your shit.
Moving forward,
sick.
Yeah, don't be. Moving forward, ask me when you would like to eat my items.
Right.
Again, it's normal. Hello, like if someone's gone, I'll take a little whatever.
Right. I'll use your shampoo a little bit, like maybe.
Just ask. What are they gonna say? No. You could use it and replace it by the time I come back, and I would never be. I'd be none the wiser.
Right.
So it's like.
And he could have just replaced it. TBH.
The end.
So.
The end.
Yeah. So if you want to send us another follow-up email, you're welcome to do so, bestie.
Please
do. We want to know how it worked out. But yeah, all the best.
Yes. Wishing you
peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
Yeah, I hope that was helpful. If not, like, whatever. You can tell us that we suck.
Like, yeah, fuck you guys.
That helped not even 1%. Like, sick. Okay, moving on.
That wouldn't even help a rat.
We wouldn't share that on the podcast either because people want to hear our advice. So
exactly. So if you felt a similar situation, now you know how to navigate it.
Right. There you go.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Booyah.
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 Yeah. So wrapping up.
Alrighty.
How was
wrapping on up?
That was a lot of talking.
It really was. Really.
A lot of times when we record things, I don't feel like we talk too much, but damn, I feel like we talked a lot today.
No, for real.
I'm out of breath. A little.
Imagine, like if we had, you can count your steps on your phone. If
I could count my words, the way my lungs be working out.
I would cares about that, a million words. Ooh. Million words per day.
A second.
Absolutely. But anyways.
Yeah, wrapping up.
What is your fixation of the week today? What's your fixation of the week, hon?
My fixation of the week has to be brownies. So delicious.
A brownie for my brownie.
Yeah, one day my boss brought in brownies for like we have like a clinical office, so it's like all the clinicians are in one office. And
clinicians.
I
love that word.
So she brought in brownies, and they're just like the store-bought brownies, the one that you see like in the bakery. Right. And I usually never eat those because they taste like
they taste weird.
Like the little bite ones, like gross.
Yeah.
They weren't those, but they were good.
Right.
So, but I never like the ones that are like the little cups. Gross.
I know exactly what you're talking about. They kind of taste. They taste funky.
They do taste funky. But
yeah.
I hadn't brought like a sweet thing in my lunch that day, and I was like, fuck it, like let me just eat it. The way I ate 5, they were so good. I was like, damn, have I been like hating on these for no reason? Like these are really good.
Literally. Maybe your new body likes them.
Maybe. So then the next couple of days we had a potluck, and we have them all the time. Update to the corn party. So we had another potluck, and it was like Taylor Swift themed. So I brought like little footballs and jerseys for like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Insert picture here. I slayed it. So I made brownies. And they were brownies, and I was like, this is delicious. And then after I made two for everybody, but they like stayed in the office, so I ate all my brownies basically. Everybody liked them, but like there were leftovers, and I would partake. So then last week, as I was like buying groceries for the week, I was like, I need to buy brownies. So I made myself another batch of brownies. And yeah, I think it's over now though. Like as of yesterday, I was like, it's over. But that was my fixation of the week.
Absolutely. Brownies are really good.
They are very good. But you wouldn't like my brownies.
No. Well, at this point, I don't know if I described them correctly. Because you have cakey brownies or fudgy brownies. I don't know which ones I like prefer.
You like cake brownies. You like chocolate cake. That's what you like.
I do love chocolate cake.
But that's what you expect from a brownie.
But then I love a sweet potato brownie, and that does not have a cake-like consistency.
But you cook them enough that they do.
No, but they're still like soft. If that helps in the descriptor.
Maybe
I don't like fudgy brownies because like they like stick to the roof, and I hate brownies with icing. I don't like that.
Ew, that's gross. That's disgusting. But no, if done correctly, a fudgy brownie shouldn't stick to the roof of my mouth. My fudgy brownies do not do that.
Okay, so you guys, I will be taste testing.
Okay, fine. I'll go back on my brownie kick.
She's like, oh no.
Oh.
A mice and vibe.
What's yours? What's your fixation of the week?
Well, if you guys could take a look at my head, for those of you who can't, listening in,
it's like
she
is blind.
I'm officially in my silk press season.
Yay! We miss her.
I feel activated. Like I don't know what it is. Me within this season, it has to be this season because I did have a sew-in during the summer, and that was a nightmare.
That was bad.
It was a nightmare. It was so good,
so great. Yeah,
in the beginning.
But
then it started getting hot, and then hot plus sew-in plus natural hair, and my natural hair like loves water. So like even an iota of water, it just and it's poof.
Oh my god! When we go home, what are we gonna do?
I had straight hair last year.
And it was terrible. You don't remember us in the bathroom being like, what the hell?
And it was like, I came out looking so cute from my house, and now I look like I got electrocuted. It's fine. It's giving this is what's going to happen, and I will bun it. So it's like layers of protection.
Right.
Like, don't penetrate, please, the water. Do not penetrate my follicles.
Right.
You guys suck. I hate you. Yeah. But New York in the fall...
Beautiful.
Eats. Even when it's raining, hair is not like puffing up. So it's like
that's why my hair is curly now, because it's like she can withstand it.
Right. I hate humidity. Like truly.
I do too. But you know what? In the summer, there was only a couple of days where it was like very humid, and it was nowhere near. Near Florida. Like Florida, you can't compare anything to that.
No.
But. Yeah, I'm trying out this new curly care routine. If you can't tell the dimension, she's very curly.
She's defined.
I finally learned how to diffuse my hair correctly as of like a week ago. So I guess you could add that to my fixation of the week is my hair.
She's on a curly kick. Curly kick.
She's still learning,
the straight hair, it's a vibe. I love her. Like, I don't know. I just feel like a woman, and I don't know.
Like, man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah. It's giving grown. It's giving sexy.
It's giving bad bitch.
It's giving bad bitch. Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
What is your song of the week?
My song of the week is we have a theme for the week, both of us.
Yeah.
And it's What Goes Around Comes Around by Justin Timberlake.
Great song. It's been all over my TikTok.
And you have to listen to the long version. For any Justin Timberlake song, long version. I want the 8 minutes. I want the 7, 9.
Yeah.
Can we go back to that? No. I miss long ass songs.
We can't, because all these kids on ADD medication, they cannot.
When it's crazy, because when I really look at like music and I'm like, listening through, I'm like, this song is 2 minutes, like, and it just passed the 2 minute mark.
I also think it's because we used to download our music, and so you would get the remix where it's playing like 5 times.
Hey, but not even. It's like, I thought the standard was 3 minutes for a song, but like a lot of songs nowadays
1 minute
barely cross 2.
Yeah,
barely cross 2. And I'm like, is it because it's like trying to be viral and like
TikTok I think sound? There's like a radio version and there's the regular version,
but it really does depend on the artist, like,
right? But if that's their bag is radio and TikTok, then
right,
they're not making it for just the album to play it loud.
Exactly. They're doing one or the other or both.
Right.
Like Ice Spice, it's like all her songs are like 2 minutes. Right. Or a little bit. But then it's like she's very TikTok. Like her I only know radio. Her music because of TikTok. Right. So it's like, okay. Am I gonna be buying her album? No, I don't buy albums, number one. But weird.
I don't buy nothing.
Anyways, What Goes Around Comes Around by Justin Timberlake, the 19-minute version. Amazing, incredible. We love it. The music video also eats. Ooh. I miss music videos that were good.
Yeah.
Ugh. I just take me back.
What a time to be alive.
Sound like a boomer, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Whatever. What about you?
My song is Holy Grail. Holy Grail.
Holy Grail.
By Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z. Hova.
Amazing
song. Rediscovered it the other day. So good.
I mean, suit and tie era.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
I'm
trying to think the other eras.
Right.
Honestly, for me, it's like anything besides the Orange and Camo album, like anything after that, dead. But anything before that, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And I don't even know the name of the Camo Orange.
I don't know either. But
he went back to his Tennessee roots.
Okay, moving on. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, besties. We loved hanging out and chatting with you.
We did. Just remember, increase. Check us out. Send it in on callbesties@gmail.com with the subject line, what would the besties do? Or
WWTBD.
Amazing.
You can also follow us on our socials at Kaylian_Dominguez or
at Jen Chocolate. And you can follow On Call Besties socials on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok.
Amazing. At Uncle Besties.
Uncle Besties. Beep, boop, beep.
Yeah, so that. It's
been a lovely time.
It has been very lovely.
Love chatting with you. But
we gotta go.
So, bye.
Bye.